you know what that is, Hawker?
What is?
That's a great video.
It is. It was fantastic.
I'm ready to drop kick my grandma and play some Counter-Strike. Let's go. I'll have to wait though, because we'll let the professionals do it first instead. But there'll be drop kicks coming later today. Mad Lions versus Pro. It's time for the second map of the series, Inferno. Get your bums in seats unless you prefer to stand, because we've got more Counter-Strike coming your way.
And we got dualies. Mad Lions bought them in the last pistol round as well. Shush is going to take them this time round over towards the apartments. 3 Mad Lions players stacked towards the B site. But VP are somewhat uncharacteristically taking a slow start to this round. Normally, they love going aggressive. This time, they're happy to chill out at the start of the round. Buster starting to sneak up as Roy. Oh, he's missing everything. He's not going to get a single kill. Refresh trapped in the corner, but Hooksy's here to help. They're still fighting strong. They're still holding this down. Finally, though, Refresh falls into a 2v2.
All those X's in the same spot. But where will the rest of them come for one of these teams at least? 2 versus 2. We've got an aggressive smoke grenade deployed by James. That's pretty quickly, actually, as it bounces off the invisible ceiling. There's one for the coffins as well, and that angle won't help Acorn much. Waiting for them to come through. Shush with the dual Berettas or dual elites, depending on your age. Look at that, straight through, no respect. 1 versus 2 now, not for long though. Mad Lions win their CT pistol on Inferno. If you're joining us late, Mad Lions destroyed Virtus.pro on Overpass. It wasn't even close. It was a spanking with a kitchen spatula. Virtus.pro looking for self-respect in this second map, but it will have to start slow.
They lose the pistol, and they should be losing this one as well by the looks of it. It is full Glocks for Virtus.pro. This is a curious map for Mad Lions in that their win rate on Inferno isn't great, but they've only played it a couple of times. They've only really played it against top teams, and they beat Fnatic on this map. And this is meant to be Fnatic's best map, or at least one of their best maps. So I think for Mad Lions, it's actually a pretty decent map for them, even though it may not look like it. Refresh there getting dinked down low, but the Glocks have only got 1 kill so far. KiNK will make it a second, though. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the bomb, and he's just going to throw that FAMAS out the map. Nice try.
That's a shame. I feel like there was a chance for more damage there. And I feel like with the bomb in mid, maybe that actually helps him, because the CTs will stay in the same place, but he wanted to keep them on the SMG, so it seems Virtus.pro have some devious plans for this third round. AK-47's on deck, a cameo appearance from the Galil on Sanji. Notorious for flying out of Boiler with a MAC-10, but he'll have a bigger weapon today. Yukindar and Sanji looking for their first kills in this game, as is Roy. More aggression from Mad Lions. Flame carpets on Banana down mid as well. We've got blind players, we've got dead players, and the dead players are Virtus.pro. 3 versus 5, and this round's barely begun.
Normally, that is something VP rely on heavily on Inferno, is that banana control. Normally, Buster and KiNK are really good at taking that position away from their opponents. Against EU teams, though, I think they've had a bit of a harder time in that sense. Recently, this Inferno for VP has been called into question a little bit more. They're a team who are beating every CIS team on this map. They were beating Na'Vi, they were beating basically anyone they played, but now that they're playing against the big boys, against EU competition, they found it a little bit harder. And you see in that round that Mad Lions just have the nades ready in place to deny that early banana presence, and that makes life so much more difficult for VP. They are going to get the banana control now, but it's at the cost of 2 players, and Hooksy is just going to start jiggle peeking for information.
Oh, there's his information. Holds onto a smoke grenade for now. Not expecting a fast charge from Virtus.pro, but will he hold on to it for too long? You can see his teammate playing anti-flash on the X-ray. That's Refresh. Does he avoid the flashbang, though? Hooksy completely blind. Smoke grenade won't matter. Shame squeezing through, but the angles are not good for him at all. Yukindar surely going to his doom as well. VP forced to push in the worst way possible, which allows 4 players to survive for Mad Lions. Nice 3-0 start for them. Things go from bad to worse for Virtus.pro. We're looking for some confidence, something to hold on to. An indicator for Virtus.pro, which hasn't quite come yet in this series thus far.
Yeah, the spacing again looked a little bit off here. Yukindar is this final man in, just comes in a few seconds after Jane goes for the fight. Makes it much easier for Hooksy to just take down both of those players. Obviously, the initial banana fight was the bigger issue in that round for VP. That put them well and truly on the back foot. But still, an execute onto the B site there in a 3v2, you kind of expect that you could at least trade on towards the bomb site and maybe get the bomb down, which would have been nice for VP. But that doesn't happen. That means they only have pistols in this upcoming round. And Sanji is still searching for fight. It's A.K.O.R. who goes aggressive, though. That flash is so good, but he doesn't get a kill. The MP9 only good for one, but here comes Refresh. Oh, the whipped spray could be really costly.
How does no one get barbecued in this? Hot coals all over the long area. Hughes trying to avoid the spray, but will contain Virtus.pro at the very least. Bombs on the floor now. Just has a very nice angle with the M4A4. Did he see Buster and Boiler? I don't think he had the angle for it. 21 HP for Buster, spotted and swatted very quickly. And now the SMGs are upgraded to rifles, so Mad Lions didn't lose too many players there. The clean sheet remains. Sparkly whites, straight out of the dryer. Virtus.pro, though, will look to leave a stain in round number 5 as the AKs and the AWP come out for James.
Yeah, they got to buy together. Gotta say, Shush has been such a safe pair of hands in this tournament. I just always feel like I can rely on him to lock down that site. You know, Refresh with the spray earlier. Shush isn't going to make that mistake. He gets all 4 kills. Let's see how VP fight the banana this time, though. There are nades going both ways. The Molotovs landing for both teams. Mad Lions this time, though, unable to do that much damage early. In fact, it's Mad Lions who have taken way more damage than I realized. A.K.O.R. on that AWP down below half health. They were trying to hang around at top banana, but that has cost them a lot of life.
Hughes just now rotating towards that A-bomb site, deploying his grenade so A.K.O.R. can hold on to his own. Smoking an incendiary for A.K.O.R. Has he got the flicks for the Chickster? That's the question. The answer is no for this round. Finally, something for Virtus.pro to be happy about. However, that smoke has been deployed. They'll look to execute, maybe to pull rotation. There'll be 2 players per site now. Mad Lions getting a little curious on the A-bomb site with the action on B, maybe feeling compelled to make a play. Quick look into Boiler, nothing seen. And Shush and Refresh will fall back to more defensive positions. A crossfire would be nice.
Mad Lions have realized they've got to take a risk here. They've rotated a 3rd player to B. When you're in a 4v5 on the CT side of Inferno, you can't just hold the site. So they've taken that gamble. Unfortunately, that's not paid off for them. Refresh is sitting behind a long smoke, but the site has been lost. At this point for Mad Lions, the save is looking very likely. They've got money in the bank, but they would like to keep that cash in hand if possible.
So with the 4-round lead, we can see Mad Lions taking the conservative approach. Choosing to stack the B bomb site. If it's A, well, we've got 4 rifles for the next round. Limit the expense, limit the bleeding. Get the SpongeBob plasters out. And a lolly, everyone's happy. Virtus.pro. They can't afford to do too much chasing just yet because they've got to build their own economy as well. So there will be an agreement of sorts to fall back and just chill out for now. Virtus.pro finally on the board, but again, if you're a Virtus.pro fan, we haven't really seen anything to have confidence in just yet. The pick of Mad Lions being won convincingly, that was overpass. VP with good stats on Inferno. The game is still young, but maybe they already have tired eyes after the beating they took on overpass.
The nice thing for VP is obviously saving all those guns means they have money in the bank. So even if they lose this round, it's not the end of the world for them. They don't have to go straight back to a save. We are again going to see Mad Lions put 3 players towards banana early. This fight, I think, is going to be very important. Whenever VP are playing, they love to try and take the banana control right at the start of the round. They love to try and get this position, and it might work out for them. Roy gets naded away, but A.K.O.R. lands the shot with the AWP. KiNK taken out early. Buster unable to follow him up. So this time it's Mad Lions who get the early kill from banana.
Sanji in that Boiler position. Will there be a pop flash for him to swing? He's got to go for the dry peek instead, and he'll take Shush out at the very least, but the man advantage remains as Refresh insta-trades. Map control is held. Top mid is in their control. Top mid is now smoked as well, which will buy some time and keep Mad Lions alert towards that B bomb site. A.K.O.R.'s here with the AWP. Quick shot from him. He's got a smoke as well. That smoke takes the angles away. Roy eats the flashbang, but he hasn't eaten any bullets yet, importantly. Up top of the coffins, able to fall away after one. The question is, where is the AWP now? Got the defensive flashbangs, and that's a lovely swipe. Executions in the pool from Mad Lions. Very well dealt with. Again, 4 players survive, which is great for their economy. Still looking comfortable, Mad Lions.
These pushes from VP are looking much more clumsy than I'm used to. A.Q.A.L. gets that first kill, sure. Trade over here, 1-for-1, that's fine. But then, as Kindar's pushing the B site, he's having to take a smoke out to smoke CT on the fly. It didn't look like that was something that they'd really accounted for. They were trying to smoke the front of the site to maybe get into CT, but they weren't really comfortable doing that, it feels like. Ooh. Flash is going both ways. A.Q.A.L. has to back away. KiNK is down to 19 health. Again, he was going for that banana control. And again, it's VP who are taking the early damage from that.
Yeah, that's KiNK's job on the T side. Go banana and just get wrecked by grenades, basically. If A.Q.A.L. fired a shot there, I think he may have landed it, unbeknownst to him. Not what Virtus.pro were looking for, of course. Trailing by quite some way at present. So things will slow down on banana. Mad Lions will be light on grenades as we approach the minute mark. Only 2 smoke grenades remaining. Third man joining the A defense in Hughes. Has no utility whatsoever. Has often been towards B, holding fallen flashes, as they're called, for banana. Here's a swing from Virtus.pro. We've got a 5 versus 3 on the A bomb site. Smokes are up and they're moving quickly.
Oh, CT Molly is going to slow them down, though, and 2 kills have come through. Shush and Hooksy both combining. KiNK gets one from behind. That was Shush who was pushed into the apartments. The A site could still be vulnerable here. Refresh committed to this position. He's got his teammate to back him up. Oh, good kill from Hooksy. Hooksy makes it a second, and it's into a 1-on-2. KiNK already low on health. He's going to get the bomb. He's going to get onto the site, but does he know where these players are? It doesn't look like it, and if this flank comes in, KiNK might be in trouble. A.Q.A.L. about to go for the fight. KiNK sprays away and gets them both. KiNK somehow wins the 1v2 as Mad Lions line up for him.
That's exactly what Virtus.pro needed, and maybe we've got a real game on our hands now. Still money for Mad Lions, and the buy will come back through, but perhaps that's just the boost Virtus.pro needed. Went down to the wire, maybe a stroke of fortune there. The defense looked good for Mad Lions at the beginning, but in the end, they lined up for KiNK, and you can see the frustrations there. They'll feel like that one was unlucky for them, Mad Lions. Slipped away from them.
Yeah, he was 19 HP. They just needed 1 shot. I think the insta-headshot onto the second man is really what secured it. Great stuff from KiNK, and this time he goes straight back to banana, where he hasn't taken the early nade damage. In fact, where is that kill? James just got one over at the apartments. That might have been a wallbang.
Well, he's taken the late damage from 2 grenades, somehow still alive. He got hit in the face with a smoke grenade as well, so really a magnet for utility as KiNK, magnet for bullets as well if he's on banana. And now we've got great control. Good timing from A.Q.A.L., completely blind, but the angle was glorious for him. And there's no respite from Mad Lions. It's not going to just relax, but they'll continue to push and aggress. Taking control across the map. No, there's just no map control whatsoever for Virtus.pro. 2 penguins stuck together in mid, trying to find the right timing for a peek. Afraid of the aggression from Mad Lions. James doesn't know what to do with himself.
Oh, he's not ready for the fight either. Roy peeks out at just the right time. Flash was being thrown by James. And now Buster is pushed into top mid. There is a player behind this smoke. I'm not sure if Buster's going to figure that out, though. Pretty difficult position to clear. Once this smoke fades, he might have a look, but Refresh has got the better of him. 6-2 for Mad Lions. The only kill that VP got in that round was from James, and I think it was just a wallbang through the apartments. I'm not sure if we'll have it on the replay. We will. Okay, so we did see him. It was somehow technically a wallbang, but either way, that's the only kill they get in the round. They get the early pick, but this banana control has been suffocating from Mad Lions.
If we look at the delay and the HEs in that round from Mad Lions, they waited for KiNK to get into position, and then just the airstrike came in afterwards. He was lucky to survive it, but that's got to really play in the minds of Virtus.pro. They're going to have to change their approach in that respect. And again, Mad Lions being the aggressors on the CT side. As I said in the first map, will they just continue once their T side was over with 10 rounds to be the aggressors and control the pace, because they have control of mid, bottom and top on the CT side versus the pistols of VP.
Yeah, they even threw that smoke all the way down towards T-Ramp so that Refresh can just get away. He can just go back to Banana. That position's completely clear. That is a really cool way for Refresh to get away from that early aggression and get back to safety. VP are a team as well who have been very reliant on those B plays on Inferno. So if you can take Banana away from them, as Mad Lions have done in this game, you can limit a big part of the success that VP have on this map. And we're already seeing that come through in full force. A couple of nades being put into the A site. VP think about going back towards B though. Again, only pistols for them in this round, but they've got a couple of smokes left as well as one flashbang. If they were to go to B, they would be able to go for those smokes onto the site. But there are still 2 CTs here, and Roy is playing pretty aggressive right now. Flashed in.
Yeah, a flash from the coffins. I was going to say, if that came a second later, we might have a different story. There's a rifle to be collected as well, but there's a refresh here to delete, and he could play around that smoke. And I was going to call into question the play from Virtus.pro, but it may never happen. 18 seconds to plant a bomb. Go for a smoke plant, maybe. Might be your best bet at this point. You need that money. You need that bonus plant money. But he's looking for the frags. There are 2 people on the site, though. I think the gamble had to be taken there. So with 3 smokes, I thought Virtus.pro might put a lurk smoke in the front, and then that one flashbang to try and cause some anarchy on the B bomb site. Didn't quite get that far. Well, their buy's okay, even without the bomb plant. But yeah, I mean, how do they sort this out, Virtus.pro? Their approach to Banana, KiNK moving in late is basically a problem. You either give up Banana entirely or take the grenades. Mad Lions came into this series very, very prepared indeed.
Clearly. Oh, Buster gets mollied. That's not a fight you want. Acor's got an easy kill with the AWP. I think if VP just slowed down the Banana control slightly, maybe they could be okay. But they're going up really aggressive at the start of almost every round.
I guess Buster was gambling, like playing the spawn there. Because KiNK wasn't even in Banana. He was just T-ramp like, I don't want any part of these grenades. But he will take one massive headshot from the AWP instead. So Banana just cannot be solved by Virtus.pro, but maybe they can make something happen on the A bomb site. James is by the tree on Banana with the bomb, must be noted. There is a smoke up, he slowly slinks away. I still miss when you could boost into that tree.
Ooh. Missed shot, but Yakinda's certainly been spotted. That's his first kill of this game, by the way, of this map he got in the previous fight. Shush gets aggressive at just the right time, though. Here's the smoke, fades away with a free frag, and now James has got to try and make a play, but there are 2 CTs here. The first kill is good. He knows that Shush is close by. He's going to clear this corner, but Shush is locked in right now. Another headshot from this position. They know that Yakinda was on long earlier as well. They spotted him out, so Shush can just play safe, wait for his teammates to arrive. That's a nice shot from Yakinda, though. It's going to have to be another clutch, but a 1v2 isn't out of the question.
Going for the very quick plant. Does he have the footsteps top mid? Moving in now. A.Core going in first. Roy to trade, it seems. Great play by the AWP. Just pulled a crosshair as far away as possible. Jumping into the air. Just to guarantee the round. Somehow survives as well. So that's pretty well done. Mad Lions looking like Ivan Drago at the moment. Virtus.pro getting absolutely battered. I'm not sure how much of that Buster could see over the flames and smoke of the Molotov. But you can see that gambles are being taken on Banana. They don't know how to solve it. They don't want to give it up entirely. We can see that much from the implications that will have later on in the round and how many players might be on the A bomb site. But they're running out of rounds with which to solve this. They can't go into the second half with 2 rounds after losing the first map for sure. So they've got to find a solution here.
I'm wondering if maybe we do see VP either just go for some fast A aggression, thinking that Mad Lions will have stacked B, or just try and retake Banana later. Because if you've got a couple of good flashes, you can do that. You could also use a couple of mollies to top Banana to try and delay things so that Mad Lions use their nades and then take Banana control. But it looks like the response from VP is just the A play. A-Core flashed off the angle early, smoke's about to land, and A-Core has to back away behind these smokes.
The race is on, the smokes are up, and Refresh has got a nice smoke of his own, but he gets sprayed through that smoke, which is a huge problem. Down goes A-Core as well, and as I say that, Shush gets taken out in short, so complete wipeout on the A bomb site, and that will turn Mad Lions around. They haven't got the greatest money in the world, actually, so this could be a really key round. Bearing in mind, Virtus.pro could still get 7 rounds on the board out of this half, as horrible as it has looked. If they can keep Mad Lions poor now, then perhaps they have a chance.
3 entries from Yakindar as well. He's been missing in this game. What a time for him to step up. I think Mad Lions, though, honestly, with 8 rounds on the board already, even if they lost every round at the end of this half, that's a good half scoreline for them. Inferno these days is considered slightly T-sided by most teams. I think VP are one of the teams that really like to try and exploit the T side. So the fact that Mad Lions have come in so prepped and have won so many early rounds is great for them. You can see VP much more focused on their own money right now. They realize they are the ones who have got to try and stay on top. And I think that means Mad Lions can probably scrap together a bye. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be dicey. Let's have a look at this from Yakindar. He got all 3 kills. Wow, spray through onto the first. Oh, man.
So important. He knew what that smoke meant on long. If they go through that, the round is over. Very smart work from him. And it's crazy if you see how thin the edges were in that round and what the implications could be for the next one. Now, interestingly, Mad Lions have got just enough money to make this a very dangerous buy. They are limited on utility, though. But as we have seen, they are not shy to get extremely aggressive, to take pretty much the entire map, as we saw when they charged down mid. So we'll see what they choose to do. This is a very key round. This is the round where Virtus.pro can break Mad Lions. If they can, say, eliminate 3 players and win the round or something like that, then maybe they can make this winnable as they head towards the second half. But if they lose this round, then I don't know.
VP said coming into a tournament, this was going to be a test for them. Playing against EU teams is very different to the CIS competition they had been playing, and that is being proven on the server right now. KiNK able to get up close. That's an easy kill. This time he gets the timing right. He dodges those nades, and Roy was jumping desperately to his death. Refresh has got aggressive, though, and Sanji is not ready for the fight. Refresh just about brings it back to a 4v4.
Drop a smoke and fall back. Virtus.pro now have very much been compromised. Refresh behind enemy lines. Virtus.pro got to get their skates on. A massive flashbang. Now Hughes, his opportunity will be limited here with the FAMAS. Or will it? He's still alive. He can run distraction now. A Molly and a HE combo to limit Virtus.pro, to slow them down. Shush around those flames, and this is turning into a disaster again. They keep trading, however, and there's still more flames somehow. Hughes forced forward, and Yakindar's here for the second last kill. Refresh 1 versus 2 of 12 HP has a lot to do.
Smoke fades, Jay misses the shot. Refresh goes for the nade. That is going to land, it is going to do some damage, but it's still so difficult for Refresh. Yakindar's going to swing with his teammate. VP take another round, and finally KiNK gets some success on those early banana fights. That's what makes all the difference in this round. I think VP did hesitate briefly once they spotted Refresh having pushed all the way down. They were a bit worried there could have been a B stack, but the nades looking a little better this time. The flash on point, the smoke onto CT was there for them, and VP finally get into a position where they can try and win some consistent rounds as Mad Lions pick up the Deegs ahead of this one. Actually, Mad Lions don't have a massive losing bonus. This is a decent investment into this round. I'm not sure they'll be able to buy that well if they lose this one.
3 HEs going the way of Roy. Lucky to be alive. I wonder where that HE, that smoke grenade is headed. Okay, to Coffins. So that one's a little... it's thrown a little higher than what I normally do. I wonder about the vision from Coffins. Buster spots 2 by the pillar. Now VP can take their time. They know there are more assailants in the B bomb site. Got a push from Shush. Now, importantly, Sanji is holding, he's keeping mid honest. You can see him on the radar there, so if any CTs try to flank down mid, he would have eyes on that, which allows Virtus.pro to rotate towards A quickly. They know that at least 2 players were on that B bomb site. They'll try to nullify the threat. James going in with a pistol. Oh my god, Acor. He's got problems now. He's causing problems, rather, for Virtus.pro. So close to an AWP as well, but not close enough.
Great shots from Acor on the site. Unfortunately, just couldn't keep track of that player wrapping him. And with that smoke going down, Mad Lions are still kind of stuck out of this bomb site. This is where the retake becomes really difficult. No nades, no kit for Mad Lions. It's probably about playing the damage game.
Yeah, all the guns are on the site.
Yeah, that's true.
So they can't pick them up prior to pushing, which makes things a lot harder. Nice work with the smoke grenades. But that one's a bit shallow, which is going to cause some problems. Be spotted though by Buster. Where the bomb was planted, that's a good position to know how to smoke long from, because you have the cover from that box. If you're crouching in that corner, the box has 2 nails on the corner. The leftmost nail will allow you to smoke it crouching quite cleanly. And we saw a lineup there standing as well. Oh boy. If that AWP, it landed at his feet, but he didn't like automatically pick it up. But if he did, then who knows? A man can dream.
Oh, this is what I was worried about for Mad Lions. They invested slightly too much into that last round. They can't buy in this one. I guess from their perspective, maybe they really want to prioritize having all those nades. So even if they had a few extra $100 across the board, they might not feel comfortable with that buy. We've seen how important those nades have been for their fights on Banana, but that means it's another save for Mad Lions. And unless they win this one with a miracle round, they're just going to have to play for the last round of the half.
Virtus.pro carefully taking control of Banana with Molotovs and such. There'll be a smoke grenade, so they'll fall back in case of a flashbang play or so otherwise. Being very careful, Virtus.pro. Haven't done anything too crazy towards A just yet. We can see the stack on the radar. Molotov will isolate fights if you throw it properly. So the idea of that was to go CT, so if there's somebody behind the sandbags and they can't crossfire. You'll need to check on that one. Now, there are still 4 players on A with the flashbang of A core. Just keeping an eye on them to see if they will start to move. There's been so much utility on Banana. There's the information spotted now. But hey, they can still rotate, right? So Mad Lions will commit like zealots to this A bomb site. Now they've lost Hooksy. They could make a flashbang play through a smoke, so we'll see what they choose to do. But Virtus.pro looking good for a late comeback in this first half, which was very much needed for them.
Still seeing a couple of slightly strange things from VP. The double CT smoke coming through there. Wow, that is a really annoying angle from A-Core. If they can't see him because of the little flowers, that would be really annoying to die to. Yeah, I think VP having just looked in general a little off their game at times. The double CT smoke doesn't really matter because they were going to commit to the B site anyway, but still, a couple of mistakes have been made for them. They are starting to warm up into this game, though. They're going to get a 6th round, and they're probably going to get a bunch of kills at the end here. KiNK getting at that one. A-Core just running in. Again, wants to do maybe some damage, maybe get a gun. He won't get either. VP up to 6 rounds, and heading into the last round of the half, Mad Lions have all the money they would want to try and get one more round.
Yeah, but I'm sure they regret not having all the rounds they would want. We'll see if 6 or 7 will be enough for Virtus.pro soon enough, but first comes that fight for this last round. Upgrade the pistols if you've got the money. Always important in that last round because he should just pulled out the jewelies. Roy will leave spawn with $800 in the bank and no defuse kit, which is a mistake. Someone's got to check that. Just say defuse kits, pistols. Look over the top. Nothing doing. See if that kit has a part to play or lack of in this last round. Now, KiNK's taken no damage in Banana, which I'm sure he's very happy about. Mad Lions playing more passive in this final round of the first half.
Couple of nades now used by Mad Lions on towards Banana. Just as KiNK decides to back away because they're setting up this A play. It's worked for them previously. They're going to go for similar smokes. This time A-Core playing on the short side, but everyone's wrapping through long for Virtus.pro, and Yakindar is leading the charge. He's already towards the site. Shush takes him down, though. It's a much more passive hold from Mad Lions, and that might work for them. Everyone seems to be blind, but Refresh gets the kill from above, and James is the only man remaining. He will be traded, and Mad Lions will find the 9th round they were looking for. VP still alive, but they're going to have to come back in the second half, coming up after this.
has worked for Udoh.
He said to himself, I'm going all in. I'm just putting school aside, every plans that I have. And that's the person he is. When he wants something, he goes for it and hope for the best. Just giving it all.
For me, an in-game leader is just as important as a star player, and they both need each other, really. The most important thing of a leader in Counter-Strike is just someone to look at and just be like, yeah, we're going to do this and it's going to work. Maybe it's completely the wrong tactic, but if you believe enough in it and you do it well, then it can always work. And that, for me, is the most important thing of having a leader.
If you go and look at the case of Bentek coming from Indonesia, there's basically no reason actually as to why a player would make it from there. The fact that he basically even got to become someone that Westerners would know and want to recruit, I think it's one of the most unlikely stories probably in Counter-Strike history.
Adam's strengths has always been that no matter what, he doesn't really give in. He is never the one to kind of admit that someone's better than him. The mindset for him is that he's better than everyone else, and he wants to go and prove it.
After a slow start for VP, they get back into it in that second half. They're still in the game, James, which is the important thing. It is their map pick. There are some positives, but Mad Lions are in the lead right now.
They are indeed. It's always interesting when you have a 9-6 scoreline, though. If a team wins a pistol, we can go in a number of different ways. It can quickly be a 9-9, or you could be starting your you could be starting the side with a 6-12 deficit, which could be really difficult and really not what Virtus.pro are looking for right now. So this is a key pistol round for them to win. Mad Lions won their pistol round and the consecutive ones afterwards on their CT side. Can Virtus.pro do the same? Not long to find out. No P250s for the Mad Lions squad. They have intentions with utility, however. And they'll quickly be heading towards banana position with double HGs and a headshot onto Yakinda.
Ooh, plenty of nades for VP, and they've already started to use them. Kicker gets a kill with the nade. Jame gets a kill down mid with the USP. And the response from Mad Lions is a quick play into A, but they don't know there's a man in the apartments. Jame is still behind them, and he could be devastating from behind. They're going to try and get onto the site, but Sanji is here to slow them down. What a shot from Sanji. He gets 2 kills, and Refresh is in trouble. He's going to get flanked by Jame, and some really great shots from Sanji help secure the pistol.
Man like Sanji, very awkward kills on the A bomb site. Don't know how he landed those, but he did. Very, very key frags. An exchange of utility. Hooksy got exploded. Closed casket funeral for him. And Virtus.pro win their pistol. Very key frags from Sanji. 5 MP9s on deck. The SMG specialist team. That's very interesting. They've really prioritized the utility here. And maybe that's respect to Mad Lions with the executes that we saw from Mad Lions on their T side on Overpass. Maybe that has struck the fear into Virtus.pro, who look to offer crowd control with tear gas, Donald Trump style. Let's go to church.
I'm not touching that one. Yeah, 5 MP9s.
Hand me a Bible.
I am wondering for VP what the buy looks like in the next round then. Whether they just stick with the full SMGs or not. Because I assume they're going to get bonus money. Let's be real. I think we can assume that VP are going to get all the kills in this round.
I think Refresh is tending to the microwave. No? Okay, he's back. What's Guan in?
They're chilling. They've got a chicken to hang out
What do
with.
you think those containers are?
Where? What, below Hooksy?
Yeah. like a food container, like a tray. You could get like fish and chips and some gravy in there.
It looks like there's a milk carton in there. I don't know why someone's leaving their trash.
There's a little burger. There's a little burger thing in there. This is not where I would choose to eat takeaway. That's for sure. Well, the initial kill has come through. 40 seconds. So I think this has been a tactical pause, basically, for Mad Lions. They haven't really invested anything in this round, so I think they're just hiding and discussing how they want to proceed in the rounds to come. No more MP9 for James, however. That's the main punch for you. Roy was looking at the sky with his Glock for a while. Now, Fresh will be looking to do some bonus damage. I think he probably wants to die here, though, with 12 seconds on the clock, although he could do something weird with some Kevlar, but he will run to his doom. 1 kill on the board for Mad Lions. They did what they wanted to, which was discuss. They wanted to have a parlay in that round, and now come the AKs.
KiNK was the man who got a bunch of SMG kills, and with that extra money, he is going to drop the AWP for James, who died. So he's got to rebuy his Kevlar. Oh, here we go. We're having a look. What? I don't even know. I'm not even going to get into it. So it is 3 bonus SMGs carried into this one for VP. They couldn't really afford to upgrade if they wanted to rebuy the nades. So those SMGs may have to get aggressive in this round. We've also got James AWP peeking down mid to begin with, but now he's going to play back towards the site. And here come those mollies on Banana to make sure VP can take away Banana control. This is where Mad Lions are playing safe, though, and we might just see them line up some nades for the retake of Banana later in the round.
Virtus.pro maybe feeling somewhat nervous on A with the commitment they've got to Banana. The James Death Triangle. Looking to avoid flashbangs, which is why he's going to the left like that. Almost as though he's trying to invite something. But look at the emergence, and surely James is going to activate now. They could be lining up for him. Oh, he's missed a shot. That's crucial. Could have saved his teammate there. Could have given him a man advantage, but no. Flashbangs on the way. Manages to avoid. Does he go back to the well? He does. Catches him with a grenade in their hand. Weren't expecting that kind of repeat. Bomb spotted for now. 36 seconds on the clock. KiNK's got a decision to make. He's long with an MP9. Not an ideal situation for him. But it seems the focus will still be on the B bomb site here from the remaining 2. 25 seconds with James at the coffins.
Smoke about to be lined up from A-Core, though. Oh, no, he's not. He's just going to go with the flashbang, and the flash doesn't blind James. Finally, that smoke lands. A-Core into CT. Might try and flank here. Oh, the timing is terrible for him, though. Sanji arrives. 10 seconds left on the clock. A-Core is trapped, and he's only going to get the 1 kill. Sanji trades from CT. Even though James missed that early shot, he did enough to make up for it in the end of that round. I am a bit surprised James wasn't peeking to begin with here on Banana, because you can see Buster's got loads of nades left. So if James was peeking all the way down mid, Buster could have maybe just threw a molly to slow them down and try and just make sure Mad Lions couldn't get onto Banana that quickly. They don't decide to go for that approach, though, and instead, James gets a couple of kills later in the round. So the missed shot doesn't cost them, and Mad Lions have to go back down to pistol. So it's looking like VP are finally stabilizing here on Inferno. It's been a long time coming for them, but they might be able to get the lead. Would this be the first time they've had the lead in the whole series?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, it might be.
Things looking up for Virtus.pro. James missed a few flicks, but he can consider this warm-up. It's interesting how awkward that the end of that last round was, KiNK with the MP9, just how he chooses to move around on the A-bomb sites alone, but be effective at a good range of it was an interesting conundrum.
I mean, when you've got Sanji on your team, James, you're going to know all the best angles for the MP9.
Indeed.
He's going to teach you.
SMGs by design from Virtus.pro, often over necessity. Just waiting for curiosity. The twirly green eagle. The Jormungandr, or whatever it's called. I don't know how you pronounce that stuff.
I don't have a good Deagle skin. I don't know if I have a Deagle skin. I know my aim isn't good enough to use the Deagle. That's basically what I'm saying.
Crouch and aim for the crotch.
That's my best bet.
Just under the Kevlar. Well then, Virtus.pro in the lead. Now, I wonder how long they can go without conceding a round on this second half. 4 for 4 thus far. We've got 2 AWPs on deck, one either side. James, not going to go too far just yet. Flashed off the angle. Man, I miss Kusta's peaks when he was on the AWP, but more about that later, because Yakindar just charging with the MP9, doing colossal damage, leaving Roy on 11 HP. He doesn't know what's going on. And he's collected himself something. Buster here for the re-smoke. So Kusta would drop a smoke behind himself top mid, and then peek in front of it and just delete people. It would be so sick to watch.
What?
Oh no, no! The timing is absolutely brutal.
I can't believe Hooksy walks through the smoke to begin with. He's a crazy man. He somehow gets the timing right, but James is fought right back. There's a counter punch onto 2 players, the nade to finish off Roy. And even though Hooksy gets the timing right, it might not make a difference. Shush is trying to lurk on A, but he's got to do so much here.
Well, that's a nice way to start. Where is the potential pit player, though? Many questions to be asked. KiNK waiting patiently, elevated on the bench. Maybe it saves him. Acor now 1 versus 3. Got to move quickly, but quickly he goes into the reticle of James, and he won't last very long in that respect. 11 rounds on the board for Virtus.pro. 3 players alive. And a sip of tea for James.
Love that.
Oh, that's...
I don't know why he's pulling out the smoke. It's already smoked off. I guess maybe he thought James was holding with the AWP, potentially. Either way, it doesn't matter. VP win another round. Our Statsman Uni did confirm, by the way, this is the first time VP have had the lead in this whole series. Thank you to Yumi for that one. So finally, VP getting into a decent position. It still hasn't felt that comfortable for them, even in these rounds, in my opinion. But they're getting the round wins, which is the main thing. And we get a pause ahead of this next round where Mad Lions can probably just about afford to buy. They've just about got enough money, but they are yet to win a round on this T side. That's got to change.
Three-man start for Virtus.pro towards that B-bomb site. Grenades will be thrown. Acor forward with the Galil. Yakindar with the MP9 again coming up trumps and able to escape with his brazenness. KiNK stealing an AK-47 in mid, so a great start from Virtus.pro. Mad Lions have a taste of their own medicine, and it does not taste good at all. Quite bitter, in fact.
Felt like Acor should have been able to get more damage onto Yakindar there, potentially the kill, because Yakindar was fighting his teammate on the edge of that smoke. Those nades for Mad Lions not doing anywhere near as much as they would have wanted either. I was thinking maybe they were going to molly alongside those nades to make it really difficult for Virtus.pro, but it just seemed to be the nades to begin with. Now, this walk up top mid hasn't been spotted yet. There are plenty of players stacked on the A site for Virtus.pro, though. They've got 4 players here,
man.
and James is so quick.
That flick was unbelievable. And Shush remains. The bomb is in control. Oh, he's been shot in the penis as well. That's not helpful. Oh, God, that's going to need surgery. Virtus.pro make it to 12 every round of the CT half thus far. Finally, we're seeing strength from Virtus.pro. It's taken a while, but here they are.
Yakindar and Buster on Banana as well is just terrifying because they're both so aggressive as players.
That's tasty.
Okay, we're seeing in every round, basically, VP just push straight down Banana. I think that's just how Yakindar and Buster like to play that position in the large majority of the rounds. And now Mad Lions are stuck on pistols. Perhaps this will free them up a bit in this round, though. We might just see a faster play, potentially towards A. They'll have some nades at the ready as well, which maybe will allow them to close the distance. Problem being, VP are obviously going to get the banana control. Yakindar's pushed down with an MP9. I feel like Yakindar's had an MP9 in almost every round so far, but it's been working for him. And wow, KiNK's got the lineup. Great awareness.
HE into the apartments as well. Spot someone short. They have a crossfire, I think. There are smokes on short there around his hay bales. Yakindar again with the MP9. I feel like all his kills have been with the MP9 more or less in this half so far. And he just can't be stopped. The MP9 is more than enough for him. Got a moving accuracy, the speed, the kill bonus. Bit of switch up for an M4A4. And we're finally seeing some smiles on the faces of Virtus.pro as well. KiNK quite happy with that one. Nice cleanup from him.
It's quite common for people to throw nades from that angle as well. You see those flashes thrown oftentimes to the right side out of the apartments. So you can see why KiNK would go for that spam. Works out for him. James chilling with 12 grand right now. He's going to have the AWP for basically the rest of this game. And I think you can already see the difference in Inferno has been that VP can push much more easily on this CT side. They can take away parts of the map. It was actually Maui Snake's podcast with Yakindar recently where VP said even on Inferno, if they're up in a 5v4, they actually like to push sometimes because they'd rather have the information than just let the opponents execute onto them. So it's cool to know that VP have some thoughts as to behind what they're doing.
Yeah, and we saw the same from Mad Lions as well. Refresh pushing the apartments while they were getting kills around the B area, Banana and such. Love to see the confident plays. Yakindar's in a tough spot at present. I'm not sure if Buster's going to be able to get into position to help him. Acorn jumping in. He's heard the scope at the very least. Gets deleted by Roy. So Buster has a few seconds to dump some utility. You can see Jame rotating in as well. If you've got a rotating CT, if they make it to the well, they can have a very strong pop flash for you into that pool position. No such grenades for Jame, but with an AWP, you really don't want him throwing grenades. Now 2 of the 3 players here for Virtus.pro. Flash, but he will smash Roy straight down to the floor. First kill for Virtus.pro. 26 seconds to plant this bomb. 2 players to find. Buster saying hello. Got to be careful about his headshot angles, but he'll drop the bomb in the pool as well, which will buy some extra time. Got to be careful about the barrels though, Jame. He's really in trouble now, hiding in the smoke. He's disappeared like the Batman, but back he comes. The Joker will win this time. Mad Lions make it to 10.
Mad Lions didn't smoke CT on that B play. They instead decided to smoke the front of the site. They get onto the site in time. The rotate didn't arrive quickly enough. I think that's part of why Jame is just trying to survive there, because he knows if his teammate rotates that it's going to be a clear line of sight from CT. But with those early 2 kills, with a 3v5 to come back from, it was always going to be tricky. And you see there, Jame actually survives long enough to allow Sanji to start to flank, but Shush gets a really quick transfer onto both of those players. Once again, Shush is top of the server, just quietly putting up kills. Actually, Jame is 1 ahead of him on the VP side. Got to get that right. But still, he's top of his team, doing good work. And Mad Lions finally getting something going on this T side. Now, VP rocking a double AWP setup in this round, but that's not going to stop them from taking banana control. Yakindar's pushed through.
Minute 20 on the clock. Mad Lions trying to identify the climate on Banana. That flashbang will be enough to take the angles away. But it seems Virtus.pro will go back, straight back into it. Buster with the AWP. Yakindar has 0 grenades to offer, so I think he's going to rotate towards A. I think the plan was Yakindar goes A, maybe switches with someone who has grenades on this B bomb site, but with that shot and the push from Mad Lions, he'll be stuck. Now, Buster has a smoke at the very least, so it could be worse. Sanji with a quick swing, will see nothing top mid. Does that give them a bigger focus towards A? B, rather.
40 seconds remaining for Mad Lions to make up their minds. Jame very commonly likes to play on this short side of the A site of the map, but this time, KiNK is the man who's getting aggressive, and the flash isn't good enough. There are 3 CTs there, but James got the first kill. Into a 4 versus 4. Jame having to play onto the bomb site. Smokes it down, smokes at the ready, and Sanji goes down. That's costly. Jame on the site lands the first shot, but he needs more. No scope connects, but he's traded into a 2v2. The rotate is arriving, and Yakindar is on the edge of that smoke. He might go aggressive. They're going to push this. Hooksy's not ready. It's only Roy remaining, and he goes down. Buster with some fantastic shots, and it's the AWPs that get all the kills for VP.
Beautiful push from Virtus.pro. The cover, watching short, 2-man push through the smoke by the Vespa. Take out the players on the site. Virtus.pro conceded only 1 round thus far in this half. Great effort though. Really well played by Jame as well, dancing around the objects on the site to try and stay alive, to try and buy time for that rotation and make it winnable, putting it down to a 2 versus 2. And this push was glorious from Buster. So fast on that second kill onto Roy as well.
Mad Lions may still have money, but they're running out of rounds. They're 14-10 behind. Early nades up Banana. Hooksy trying to create some space, but Yakindar gets 2 with that Molotov. Virtus.pro very well prepared for the early Banana aggression. And even though Yakindar goes down, he is more than happy to take 2 with him.
1 day late for the Sunday roast, but Monday will do. Buster will pick up the mantle with the AWP, leaving 2 Mad Lions players remaining, both on Banana with the bomb. Looking past all the X's on the radar. getting melted by the volcano of Virtus.pro players on Banana. Shush and Roy with the reflective suits on will manage to walk away. But KiNK has a nasty angle in Boiler. Confident as to where Mad Lions are/were. Spots an elbow. And then there was one. Roy making steps. They know where he is now. Watch the aggressive movements of Virtus.pro on the CT side. KiNK finishing off the job. And it's game point all of a sudden. Virtus.pro nowhere to be seen on overpass. Didn't look good at the beginning of Inferno, but suddenly we're very close to a third map.
Oh, look at how prepared they were for that. The molly goes close to the half wall. They just get stuck in that position, stuck in that choke point. KiNK with the final spray down. Only one round on this T side for Mad Lions. And again, they are down in this one. They've got AKs in this round, onto 3 players, but KiNK, they're just dominating Banana. Every round it feels like VP win these fights. USP out, that is a bit much, but there are still 2 CTs waiting at top Banana, and Buster's one of them. He lands the shot, and it's yet another round where VP will win the early battle for Banana.
Cool, looking at what's around him, maybe some utility. What's not around him, though, are many teammates. Only his teammate Roy, who is dragging his half-dead corpse up Banana, 15 HP in the bomb. They have smokes, they have molotovs, they have no flashes. They're going to have to go in absolutely dry. No lotion to be seen, chafing and all sorts. Buster's here with the AWP. The mollies are out, there's the elbow, and then there was one. A-Core remains. At least he's a full health player. Does he go past the flames? Not quite yet. Second and third man rotating over. There can be flashbangs for a swing as well. Nothing really to be happy about here for Mad Lions. An AWP, a grenade, and another AWP, and it's 16-10. Virtus.pro will take us to train after being missing on overpass. They certainly turn up here in the second map of Inferno.
Yeah, really well done to come back into this. It was a very slow start to this series for Virtus.pro, but it was their CT side of Inferno this time which shines through for them. Normally they're better on the T side of this map, but great to see some of those changes on the CT side.
One final map to go. It is going to be train, and it comes after a few minutes. We'll head to a break. On the other side, we shall see who moves forward, Mad Lions or Virtus.pro. Stay tuned.
Two maps are done here in our series between Mad Lions and Virtus.pro. Virtus.pro takes their first lead of this series after Mad Lions have already scored 9 rounds. And they come back in order to win this map and push us to a decider on Train. Now, we didn't get a chance to talk after Overpass at the start of this series, so what were your guys' opinions on that strong Mad Lions win before we move into our map here on Inferno?
Any team that knows how to take the B site on Overpass, start picking that map against Virtus.pro, because spoiler, their 2 best players play on the other bomb site, and one of them is called Jame, and he is more than happy to not rotate over until the bit rend and save the AWP. So that was an example of where Jame and Yakinda got their frags. Jame even won a clutch, but what did they get at the end of the map? Nothing, effectively. Whereas I think what you saw instead on this map here is this is like where they actually had the full package from the 2-star players, and the dynamic they had on CT side was very impressive.
Yeah, I think that Mad Lions did a great job on their T side of Overpass, all things considered. It was a similar game plan to when they faced off against Liquid recently, where they just were hammering that B bomb site over and over again. But the thing is that Mad Lions, as soon as VP thought that they could maybe put a 4th player towards that B site, they kept A honest. Roy, on his lurks towards that side of the map, along with the support nades that he was getting from his other teammates, made it so that Mad Lions never really felt comfortable just full on stacking the B site. And that's probably what they had to do at one point, because that B site just looked free for the taking for the side of Mad Lions, but Inferno, completely different story.
Yeah, I do want to talk about Overpass just briefly. We do have a bunch of the examples of James doing exactly what you just said, Thorin, which is kind of being the last one alive, throwing his life away or attempting to save or kind of fall back into the spawn. So you were getting very frustrated while we were talking about this game and watching it about James' play and how it doesn't do Virtus.pro any favors.
He's just garbage. Like, remember, he has the most expensive gun in the game, and they are willing to lose rounds to give him that gun. So, like, I mean, this isn't a great clip of show because obviously he was actually getting a kill there, but what you essentially saw a lot of the time was, like, these are just baits. Like, how are you going to win the round playing like this?
Yeah, the lack of proactive play from Jame on certain maps is really concerning. I think on Overpass, he was really neutralized. He didn't know where to go, it felt like, against this Mad Lions team. And when he did go somewhere, they would use flashes to push him back. And he's rarely that opper that just says, okay, I got flash back, but I'm going to try to find a way back into the round.
Yes.
He's very okay with settling. And that's something that on Inferno, I was glad to see him change about himself.
Yeah, for me, the contrast, though, this is what's good about the fact that we're coming in and showing the 2 maps, is on the first map, he just got kills where it was a throwaway kill, I get a kill and then I fall back. Like, it's basically absolutely empty calories. But on CT side of Inferno, I thought I was actually very impressive because what I liked was the constant switching up dynamic of where they used Yakinda and Jame swapping to the B site. So as a result, you never knew if you were the guy peeking out towards the banana area, is Yakinda literally on any of these corners ready to shoot me, or is Jame waiting for the fallback shot, the fadeaway as it were. So that dynamic worked so effectively, and you saw that it wasn't until right at the end of the game that the guys from Mad Lions were like, we just give up this, we just stop going banana.
Yeah, and he did end up with some pretty solid stats across the 2 maps when you factor in his play on Inferno as well. And now that we've finished those 2 maps, I want to go back to where we started this series, which is taking a look at Shush compared to Yakinda, because Shush had an amazing stat line on Overpass, and then Yakinda bounced back a little bit on Inferno. So let's start by looking at kind of the head-to-head stats that we started the day with, and this is across all their matches so far in Flashpoint. Just to go ahead and revisit it, there it is right there. So our event performance so far, you see the kills per round there, the ADR. We did talk about how Shush was leading that category across all Flashpoint players coming into the day, but Yakinda being the stronger opening fragger. And then we're going to take a look in just a second at our stats across just this match so far. Is this telling the story that you guys set up?
Well, the interesting thing was Yakinda had a lot of impact kills on Inferno, but actually he had like half those kills basically on Overpass, so it wasn't like he just straight carried the map. Like I say, for me, it was the dynamic how they played CT side. I was very impressed with Shush across the whole series, though.
Yeah, I think what's cool about these players and comparing them is that Yakinda is just a tool that works in James' machine. I mean, he's so free in that he's able to play aggressively when he wants to, but at the same time, the dynamic between him and James, how they're just moving, who's going to be the aggressor towards Banana, who's going to be the person flying down, I mean, in Yakinda, just with the MP9, whereas Shush is just this super stable pillar for the Mad Lions team. He almost reminds me of Acor, but with a rifle, because the dude is super consistent, he's always going to find the frags if he's set up for them, and he actually actually has, at times, almost bailed them out of some pretty tricky situations, almost finding double entries in rounds that really they had no business winning. So Shush, he's very good mechanically. In fact, I think they both are pretty strong mechanically. It's just that the way that they're used is actually completely different.
Yeah, we also have a round to pull up here, which is round 24, which was kind of the Virtus.pro more or less securing the victory. So do you want to walk us through this, Maui?
Yeah, so this round at the beginning wasn't looking too good for VP in that they lost that apartments player and kicker, but James actually did. When he gets into the action, he can actually show up. So he will find a second kill here on the bomb site in a very hectic situation.
The second one's so sick here.
Yeah, this is actually crazy. So that's a 3K actually that he just found, brings it to a 2v2, and right when the bomb is being planted, that's when VP knows to strike, and Buster actually busting out the second op on this VP side is able to help secure the round. Very good initiative being taken there in that post plant. The fact that right when the bomb is planted, they swing out. They know that it's a 1v2 at best for the other side of Mad Lions, and so very well played by that team.
I feel like we've seen kind of the ceiling and the floor of Jame so far across these two maps. And we're heading on to Train, a map where the op is very important. Now, you guys have said Train should be, in theory, Virtus.pro favored. Are you holding on to that? Do you still think that that's going to be how this match shakes out?
Traditionally, it was always a very good map for VP in terms of style. It's never like the best map. The problem I have is I think neither team particularly likes Train at the moment. So I think there's not going to be comfort on either team on this one. So I'm kind of torn. I feel like this is a massive coin flip.
I think that VP in the past were a lot stronger on this map. I feel like right now also VP is super battle tested, right? Because they just played against Furia and it was a close game, but Furia were able to edge them out. And they also just lost to Genji, which is a surprise to some. But if you were watching closely, Genji played a very good Train. It's in fact probably the only really shining moment for them in this tournament thus far. So VP were caught off guard by that. But now they've experienced a couple different playstyles. It almost feels like whatever Mad Lions throw at VP, VP should be ready for it in theory.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Genji also beat OG on Train.
Exactly.
So, I mean, they looked like that was probably their most legit map that we had seen so far in this tournament, and a lot of it was because of that calling that we saw from Kusta on the T side. So what has to happen here to beat Virtus.pro for Mad Lions if they're going to have a strong Train?
For Mad Lions, I think that they have to recognize that the proactive plays from players like Yakinder towards Sandwich can be punished. There is a way to find him there. There is a way to take him out. I don't think they can just replicate the success that Furia showed is possible, because that was just Yuri and Art getting crazy aggressive. I think Mad Lions' approach is going to be a lot more tempered, a lot more based in a game plan that Peacemaker is going to show us that we can get you out of these uncomfortable positions, because you're going to notice Yakinder, he's going to be playing that Sandwich position a lot on CT, but Furia were able to dislodge him from that spot.
Notice there's one player we never mentioned in the whole post-game segment there. Where was A.C.R.E.?
Exactly. I was
He
going to bring that up next.
Didn't do anything on his map. Was pretty quiet on the other map. Even when they were winning CT rounds, he was just getting fragged first sometimes. He sometimes couldn't even hit the fadeaway that Jim did. So I need to see him be the best player in the server. If he does, Mad Lions can win.
Well, and here's the thing about A.C.R.E. too. Even in that feature we made that you guys saw between maps 1 and 2 of this series, he himself says, oh, well, Bubsky's gone now. I have to be the one to step up. And he has been trying to take some pretty aggressive angles with the op throughout this tournament. But yeah, he was incredibly quiet here. And someone has to be the star of this Mad Lions roster. And I don't think it can be Shush in the end.
They're already getting more than you should expect from Shush. Refresh is all right, just seems to do his job. He always hits the shots I see on camera. So where is the big dog? A.C.R.E. is supposed to be the best player in the whole server right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the case with both oppers right now. Jame and A.C.R.E., it both feels like they sometimes play a little too cautious at times, a little too much in the game plan. James is hyper passive. A.C.R.E. is just kind of playing in the system as well, and we need one to just break out.
Yes.
They need to actually unleash themselves, it feels like. Jame can do it because he's the IGL. A.C.R.E., he just needs to ask for some initiative at times. Just go for an aggressive peek here and there, because we've seen his mechanical ability and his skill is so high. He just needs to be presented those opportunities, and Train should be the map where he's able to find them.
Let's make that the metric. May the better AWPer win.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like they have to step up. And let's take a look at our pinnacle odds here for the last map in this series. See if anything has swung
Slight
one
underdog
way
Mad
the
Lions,
other.
I'm guessing. There we go.
Yep, slight underdog still to Mad Lions. Are you guys sticking with your initial
I'm sticking.
picks?
I don't change.
Oh, yeah. I'm all in on Yakinder.
You're all in on your kid.
All in. 700 pinnacle points, baby.
That's quite the wager to start things off this week. Although you do have a number of days to catch up. We were.
I'm not going to have to catch up.
All right,
I'm
fair
going to be
enough.
ahead.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's going to be Thorn that has to catch up.
It was
see.
really difficult if you fell behind last week because we only had the 4 days of predictions to go with before we ended up in that punishment. So it is a bit more forgiving this time around. That has to be said. All right, guys, we need to head into our final map here of Train, and to get us rolling will be Bardolph and Haka.
Gem sucks.